Hey, what's up guys, the Strong Boys 19 here. It is time for another 2014 album review, and for this one I'm going to be reviewing the new Mastodon album entitled Once More Round the Sun. Now, I do apologise for not reviewing this album much more earlier because, I just didn't have the time to review this album from these past couple of weeks, but I'm here to do it. So here we go. So, for those who don't know these guys, Mastodon is a metal band, sludge progressive metal band from Georgia, and this is their 6th studio album, and the follow-up to that is 2011's The Hunter. Now, I've got to say that I have been a big fan of Mastodon for quite a long time now, and, they've just crafted some of the most powerful and intriguing sounds of their musical style, and they've released some fantastic releases from their entire career. Remission, Leviathan, Crack the Sky as well. Crack the Sky is indeed my favourite Mastodon release ever. So with Once More Round the Sun, this album had been one of my highest anticipations of 2014, and I've got to say that this is a very, very good release from Mastodon, and the record label for this album is Reprise Records, and it has 11 tracks, and I've got to say that Once More Round the Sun is a very different, kind of a really intriguingly unique Mastodon release. Put it this way, from the past releases from Mastodon's career, the guys have been really hard working and non-stop concentrating on their music that does get crafted smoothly well with some intriguing guitar riffs that does have an aggressive tone and some quite complex riffs as well with some quite intense drumming, and sometimes the band can really experiment to add in some different instruments into their music, which I find, really quite stunning. And I do love it how Mastodon can really change their instrumentation and make it something more dramatic and interesting to listen to. And I also just love it how the band can communicate and work together as a band. And with Once More Round the Sun, there are some different styles and things that have been included on this album. And, I always love Mastodon's pieces of artwork that just stand out from the beautifully well coloured and just well-made, perfect pieces of artwork. And this is also another phenomenal piece of artwork, and I do love how the artwork has been made from many different colours, and just as great as the other pieces of artwork from previous releases. So the instrumentation of this album does still contain the whole heavy, aggressive tones from the progressive sludge metal style, but at some points on some of these tracks, the band can change to bring something more of a heavy hard rock type of sound. From tracks like one of the first singles of this album entitled High Road, which still does sound heavy, but some of the guitar riffs and just the overall sound and the whole band in general just crafted something quite interesting on a different type of style, the hard rocky type of sound, which I just find it pretty interesting. And of course there are some great songs on this album that do stand out, especially Tread Lightly, Chimes at Midnight, Feast Your Eyes, Asleep in the Deep, Diamond in the Witch House, and the other songs on this album. So the guitar work on this album, it is fantastic, and I do love it how some of the guitar riffs bring some quite a complex type of style from some of the guitar riffs, and I also excuse me, really dig the whole work on the guitar solos, because they could just make the songs more melodic, and it's just fantastic. And the drumming on this album, Bran, as a drummer, he is definitely one of my most favourite drummers in metal, and I do love it how he could come up with some of these beats and fills that are just crazy, and he's just so energetic as a drummer, and he pretty much nails it from there. And his vocals, on the other hand, are also great as well. And the bass guitar work on here is great as well. It does have a loud sound, especially from the whole gritty, powerful distortion from the electric guitars as well. And at some points, I believe they do bring some clean sounds to the electric guitars, excuse me, which does sound quite dramatic and really good as well. And even some of the songs do feature some different parts, especially from the track Und Lisa. The sample towards the end of the track, in my opinion, about the hey, ho, let's fucking go, something like that. That was quite weird when I did that. But anyways, at that point, whilst I was listening to the track, I really did like it. But when that sample from the different piece from a different recorded piece comes into the closing piece to end the track, it just feels a bit, in my opinion, just feels a bit not terrible, but it's just unexpected, and it does kind of spoil the album for me a little bit. But that doesn't mean that just one tiny part can just spoil the whole song entirely. So I still dig Und Lisa, but just that ending part of the track just didn't work out for my own eyes. And some of the vocals do sound quite, not as powerful or as loud volume-wise as the instrumentation was. But the vocals, on the other hand, mostly just spot on, with some strong and heavy roars and screams, and some of the harmonies are included. And I just love it how Mastodon can bring some melodic type of vocals to their sound with harmony that just stands out flawlessly. So just those little tiny flaws at some points on the album, like I said about the closing track to Und Lisa, and some of the vocals that just volume-wise just doesn't sound not as loud enough like the music was. But on the other hand, I really enjoyed Once More Round the Sun by Mastodon, with some stunning, powerful songs, with some, once again, fantastic songwriting material, and with phenomenal production on here as well. And just go out and check out this album for yourself and let me know what you guys think of it. So overall, Once More Round the Sun is still another fantastic release from Mastodon. Definitely one of my favourite releases of this year, and I'm going to give this album a 9 out of 10. So that's really all I've got to say about Once More Round the Sun by Mastodon. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll keep you guys posted for more videos in the near future.